see the whole body, the Windows sound effect everyone puts on videos, literally just shut down. Shut down completely. And I think what made the fight even more epic is the way. Yo guys, it's your boy the Purist, and we're here to talk boxing, back with another podcast episode. We've got Jordan Dijon as usual, and today we've got a special guest, Ramez Mahmood. Ramez, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks for having me. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. Jordan, you're special as well. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, thank you. How you doing? Good.
Alright, on to the boxing now. We have, honestly, one of the best fights I think I've ever seen. Yeah, especially live anyway, not going back to watch old school fights. Leigh Woods stops Michael Conlan in the 12th and final round in a great come from behind win. Let's talk through the fight and how it went first. At the beginning, I thought it was quite comfortable for Wood. He was on the front foot, he was pressing Conlan. I think this sort of story stayed throughout the fight where Wood was the more active fighter and Conlan was trying to pot shot, get his little digs in here and there. And then he landed that left hand and it was right on the bell, and Wood looked absolutely out of it. He was flat on his back. I was thinking there's no way this guy's going to survive. What did you guys think at that moment?
Yeah, I thought that Leigh Wood was comfortably winning that first round, and I was cheering Leigh Wood on. I was just like screaming at the TV and like, yep, he's got this, and boom, that shot come out of nowhere. He was flat on his back and I thought, oh, this is over. And even when he got up, he looked pretty shaky as well. I wasn't sure whether it would go past like actual 2 or 3 rounds, but yeah, he got through it.
I think it's a testament to the conditioning that he was in, because it wasn't like a normal flash knockdown. It was a heavy knockdown. I mean, you can compare it to Tyson Fury getting hit by Wilder like this. He was out. Got up and he fought another 12 rounds, another 11 rounds. It's like, yeah, it's a testament to the condition that he was in.
Yeah, and even I think the second, third round, you could tell it was a completely different fight. He wasn't the guy who entered the ring at all. You can see how much that knockdown had taken out of him. But like I said, it's a testament to his strength and conditioning. Ramez, you was in the camp with him, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How was he looking during camp?
Yeah, he was looking good during camp. He had really good sparring during camp. And Leigh Wood he's a consummate professional, so he always lives the life. He always has his food down, has everything down. So yeah, he lives like a proper professional, which is why he's having this sort of great patch in his career. Like he's better than he ever was right now.
Yeah, that's why I say a lot on my page, like whether you've got a fight coming up or not, if you're not in the gym a few days a week, if you're not living the lifestyle, if you're out partying and clubbing, it will catch up on you, innit? And when you do the small things right, it adds up in a big way, like we've seen last night, where if he had been taking any shortcuts, even in between camps, where he's coming into camp to have to lose weight, he's coming into camp having to get fit, he would not have been able to do what he done, because to get that kind of activity and power in the last round is crazy. But even building up to that, during the fight, there was moments, of course, where he was getting back on top, but then Conlan would come back with a lot of body shots, counters, and you could see, especially the overhand left was giving him a lot of problems. And they were catching him and he looked quite hurt. So yeah, again, it's testament to all of that. Did you not see the knockout coming?
It was hard because there was a knockdown in the 11th, and I think people were sort of umming and ahhing whether it was a knockdown or a slip. I personally thought it was a knockdown, even if Conlan weren't massively hurt by it. I think the shot landed as he had bad footing. But I do think Leigh was starting to get on top by that point, and even prior to the actual knockout in the 12th round, I could see it coming to a degree because Conlan was knackered. He was sort of starting to trade up with Leigh Wood, and knowing Leigh Wood and how hard he does punch, if you're trading up with him, you leave yourself open. So I could see it coming to that degree.
It's very rare you find that someone who needs a knockout in the final round to go out and actually get it. Now I'm pretty sure his whole camp would have said, listen, you need to go out there, stick it on him this last round. But normally when you're looking for the knockout, it doesn't come. And he forced his way through it and got him back to the ropes. I think the mistake Conlan had there when he was trading, he took himself back to the ropes and he literally gave himself nowhere to go and got caught in the final round. But yeah, no, testament to Leigh Wood, man.
Yeah, you could see Conlan, he was really feeding the pace, innit? Because for a few rounds, you could see he was starting to get to him. And even though at the moment I didn't see the knockout coming, it's like the previous round, like Ramez said, Conlan was hurt. I think the actual punch that dropped him didn't look too much, or it looked like a slip or whatever, but literally less than 2 seconds before that, he got caught with 2 shots where you see his legs were going, regardless of what you think of the actual punch that put him down. Like, he went down because he got hit and he was hurt at the end of the day. Whether that... Go on, Ramez.
Yeah, so you can see the tide sort of changing, couldn't you? And even from like rounds 9 and 10, sort of, Conlan was starting to tire, and even if Leigh Woods weren't landing cleanly, he was making a lot more contact in those rounds. And even if the shots were hitting the gloves or the shoulders, they still have an impact on you.
Yeah. I think the mad thing, he set up the knockout very well, though. I think it was like a triple jab, waited to see where Conlan exposed himself, and then he landed that piece of a right hand. And it's like, as soon as he landed that punch, you could see the whole body, you know, the Windows sound effect, I'll put some videos, literally just shut down. Shut down completely. And I think what made the fight even more epic is the way, obviously, I hope Conlan's alright, and he must have been a pretty nasty fall, but it's the way his body shut down and he went straight out of the ring. Any question of, is he going to get up or whatever, was just straight taken away. Referee just straight waved it off. It's like, yeah, this fight is over. I think that just made it, as bad as it is, as brutal as it was, he just made it like a perfect ending.
Like, he was asleep before he went out of the ring, but then that always just added to the drama of it all.
Yeah. So what do you guys think is next for Leigh Woods?
It's a hard scenario really, because he's got the WBA regular, and we don't know what Leo Santa Cruz is doing with that super title. And I think a lot depends on what's happening there. I mean, Leo Santa Cruz says that he wants to box at featherweight, and if that's the case, then I think Leigh would wind up boxing him. There's obviously the Kiko Martinez and Josh Warrington fight as well, but I would like Leigh Woods to have that major fight in Nottingham at the stadium. I think a Josh Warrington fight would be really good as well, but I think it all depends on what Leo Santa Cruz is doing.
How long has he held that belt hostage for now?
Santa Cruz about 3 years, I think, around about.
Yeah, they got to strip him. I mean, technically, I would. WBA should just upgrade Leigh Woods to the super.
Yeah, 100%. I think strip Santa Cruz and upgrade Leigh Woods, because I think they did put a condition on Leo Santa Cruz last year, and he still hasn't defended it. So I don't know what they're waiting for with him, to be honest.
So I was thinking as well. He hasn't even fought up at that weight for a few years now, has he?
No, he's not been a featherweight for a few years.
So yeah, I don't know why he still has that belt. But at that weight, there's a lot of good fights, especially Leigh Woods, his style, because he is a boxer. And obviously, Ben Davis, that camp, is a boxer first, but obviously, as you see, he comes to fight. I think in his last fight, when he won the world title, he was fighting the big puncher, and he outmaneuvered him. This fight, he was fighting the boxer, and he sort of beat him up, innit? So if he could get in the mix against the Kiko Martinez, the Navarrete fight, that would be a great fight for him. Even someone like Dogbo, Brandon Figueroa, there's a lot of guys in that weight class where he can have a lot of good fights coming up.
Loads of guys at featherweight. It's stacked, really, isn't it? Even can you imagine like a Leigh Woods and Lara as well? Can you imagine a fight like that?
What about Conlan? What do you think of him? Because for someone fighting for his first world title belt, I don't think he's had too many fights as a professional. I think he's got less than 20 fights, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so someone for him where he's had his first title shot, he was literally winning until that last and final round. What do you think's next for him in his career?
Hard one, because he moved up in weight recently. I'm not sure if he wants to go back down to super bantamweight or stick around at featherweight. I wouldn't rush back him straight at a title shot. Maybe have like sort of a middle fight back in Ireland that sort of bridges that gap between where he was and where he was last night. And then after a fight like that, then get back in for a world title at whatever weight suits him.
What do you think, Jordan?
I think Conlan's already calling for the rematch, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I'm not sure he gets it though.
I wouldn't mind seeing it.
I mean, I'd love to see it. It was a world level fight. I mean, people talking about it being a fight of the year contest, one of the greatest comebacks of all time. It's tough because I mean, is the Zone it was on?
Yeah,
the Zone. Yeah, they've put on 2 great shows recently. I mean, you had the Jordan Gill fight 2 weeks before. To me, that was another great comeback, and you obviously had this one last night. So I don't even know where I was going with that, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's next for him, but I'd love to see it come back.
Yeah, alright. Guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It only takes 2 seconds, but it helps the platform so much. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcast at, leave a review, tell your friends, do everything you can to help us grow. Thank you very much. Alright, moving on. We have Sonny Edwards versus Mohammed Wasim. He's fighting out in Dubai for this one. I think he's with Pro Bellum Sports. What do you guys make of that? Him fighting out in Dubai against a Muslim. Obviously, he's going to help the people in Dubai come out for it. I know he was with Frank Warren before, and I'm not sure when they split up or if they split up, but maybe you guys can comment on that.
Yeah, I know that he split up recently and he's with Pro Bellum now. I'm not sure what happened between him and Frank Warren though. As for the fight in Dubai, it's interesting what Pro Bellum are doing in Dubai, to be honest. They've got 2 shows that same weekend as it happens. So it's interesting to see what they're doing. I'm not seeing a lot of Mohammed Wasim, but I know that him and Sonny Edwards have a bit of history as well with their sparring and whatnot. And apparently Sonny Edwards punched him about, so we'll see what happens in the fight.
Yeah, I think people got to be not aware of Pro Bellum, but they're definitely looking to establish themselves on the map. I mean, they've signed a lot of great talent, some of the best in the business. And yeah, I think it's good that they're putting shows out in Dubai, because that's another market. Obviously, you've seen some super fights over there in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, it's just good. It's just good for boxing.
On the undercard of that fight, we have... Actually, do you guys want to talk about predictions, or just think Sonny Edwards is going to do?
Yeah, I think Sonny Edwards is going to win.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of Wasim, so I'd assume Sonny Edwards wins, but I can't make a accurate prediction on it.
No, I heard that. But I think at the lower weights, obviously it's hard to find as much talent around you, especially in your own promotion. But I think at them weights, you need a promoter who's going to get you the unifications. So Eddie Hearn, as soon as he gets a fighter from the lower weights, the first thing he tries to do is unify, fight the other top guy, fight the other big name. So I think for Sonny to get his career where he wants it to be, and we all know Sonny is a great talker. He wants to fight the best. He talks about it a lot. So I think for him, the important thing is getting the big names and obviously the big paydays come with it, but he needs the unification, those kind of things. Pro Bellum are doing well, but I'm not sure if they're the people to take him there. But he's got a former world champion on his undercard. Regis Prograis is taking on Tyrone McKenna, also in Dubai in the same card. Prograis, I think at the time he showed the best performance against Josh Taylor when they were doing the unification. I remember in the gym arguing with you guys for months that it's going to be a close competitive fight and that Prograis has a chance, and then you lot just kept shutting me down. But yeah, Prograis is a very good fighter. He's coming against Tyrone McKenna. He's been around for a while, McKenna. UK fighter. How do you guys see that fight going?
Ramez?
I like the fight. I think it's going to be an entertaining fight week, but I can't see anything past a Prograis stoppage win. I think Prograis is probably top 3 in that division right now. And I think there's levels to this. I think he does stop McKenna. I think it's going to be quite one-sided.
I think talent-wise, yeah, obviously I put Prograis above McKenna, no doubt about it. I think when was the last time we fought? Because I think that inactivity might play a part. But yeah, I can't see Prograis losing that.
Prograis had 2 fights in the last 2 years since he fought Josh Taylor.
2 fights in the last 2 years. So it's not really active. He's just sort of tick over once a year fights, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty
Any
much.
big fights?
Ivan Redkach, former world champion. That's the one Tank was beaten up in sparring and then left the ring because he gassed out.
That was a Jake Paul undercard or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, that's the one that had that funny ending where I think Prograis stopped him, but Redkach tried to say it was a low blow or something like that.
Yeah, he hit with the body shot, and Redkach just sat out. Like, that was a low blow. It was a clear body shot.
He was down, but I think he lost every round up to that as well, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he was. Alright, moving on. David Avicinian is headlining a card. I think he's defending his WBO European title. let me get the name of his opponent. He's fighting Oksari Metz. I have no clue who that is. Abyssinian. It's weird because he beat Josh Kelly, and you'd think he'd be able to attract bigger names, but I feel like it's gone the opposite way now, where Conor Ben's not mentioning him. Don't know why or why not. Actually, no, I do know why and why not. But why do you think after beating... Huh?
Why is that?
What's understood doesn't need to be spoken about. So yeah, why do you think it is after beating Josh Kelly, his career hasn't really kicked on?
He's a tough fight for anyone in the welterweight scene, and they just looking at the risk to reward ratio. I think some people would rather skip the European step. Although it's a great belt to have, why would you take that fight when potentially you could skip past that, go and fight one of the big boys for a much bigger payday? It makes sense. I think he is a problem outside of Spence and Crawford. I think he causes everyone problems. Not to say that he beats everyone, but it's a hard night's work for anyone in that division.
Yeah, I agree. I think they look at him and think that they can maneuver themselves to a world title without having to go through a hard night's work. When they can get to their end goal without him, because he's a tough fight.
No, I heard that, but don't you think he could work his way up to like a Mandrish or something? I feel like obviously the European belt is a good belt to have, a good belt to defend, but it should just be a stepping stone, and then you go on to bigger and better.
Well, yeah, it's a hard one to say, because normally the European title gets you like, I'm sure the European title gets you like a top 5 rating with the WBC, something like that. So surely from there you can get some sort of final eliminator or something like that.
Yeah. But Vinicius has been around for a long time. I remember he fought Mark Peterson. I think he lost.
Yeah,
late in...
and Shane Mosley he fought as well.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, I think he beat him, innit?
Yeah, he beat a washed Shane Mosley on points.
Yeah. See, it's interesting because I've been saying that he went he signed with Frank Warren, was it?
Yeah.
He signed with Frank Warren. It's down to Frank to obviously push him in the right direction. I don't know what his ideal plan for him is. But they might just be content with just keep defending the European belt. But yeah, I think like you said, absolutely, it would make sense to start going and become mandatories for whichever governing body.
If he's with Frank Warren, it's going to obviously be the WBO, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's weird. I think... What welterweights does Frank Warren have?
He's got Echo Esserman.
Oh yeah, that's it.
I can't think of many more outside of Echo.
I thought...
That's his main one, isn't it?
They can build that into a good little factory here.
Yeah, I think building his welterweights to fight Avanesian for the European would be a very good shout, isn't it? Win-win. If Avanesian beats them, then Avanesian had a decent UK fight with exposure, and he keeps the belt. If one of his up-and-comers beats Avanesian, then he's got an up-and-comer who beat a certified European champion, if you know what I mean.
Pretty much, there's no loss out there for him, really, is there?
Yeah, it's a good one to have under your belt. Right, on the undercard for that fight, we have Hamza Shiraz versus Des Smith. Hamza Shiraz moving up to middleweight, new weight division for him. What do you guys make of the move up to middleweight?
I think it's a good decision for him. I think in potentially the Skeet fight, weight might have been a factor. So yeah, no, it'd be interesting. He's a big guy anyway for the 154, so he'll probably find making the weight and performing a lot better at 160.
Yeah, he's still a young man as well. He's 21 or 22, and at his height, making super welterweight must have been difficult for him, and especially where he's starting to fill out now as well. It's probably getting harder to make weight. So being up a middleweight would be a good shout for him potentially.
I think it's mad because he's moving up to middleweight, but he's still too tall and too long for pretty much everyone there. He's still got the height and reach advantage. He doesn't have the size advantage. He's going to be fighting bigger guys, but in terms of exploiting his height and reach, he still has the exact same advantages he had before. One thing, now that he's fighting bigger guys, he's going to have to exploit those advantages even more. But I thought against Bradley Skeet in a few of his last fights, he's gone away from using his height and reach and trying to become more of an inside guy. But I think against bigger and stronger middleweights, that could be very troublesome for him. And I'd like to see him use his height and reach, because we've all seen him use his height and reach and he can do it very well, but sometimes it's like he chooses not to. So I think that'll be the most important thing. So are we all choosing him to stop Jess Smith?
Yeah, I think so. I think Jess Smith makes it a good fight for a little while, but I think the longer it goes, I think the harder it gets for him. And Jess Smith isn't a natural middleweight, and I feel like Hamza's probably going to be, even though he's just moving up, he'll be the more natural at the weight.
Yeah, 100%. Last topic, Edgar Berlanga is coming back to the ring fighting against Steve Rolls. Now, Mr. Rolls, he gave Gennady Golovkin a bit of trouble a couple of years ago. Actually landed quite a few decent shots until he got stopped. Now, Berlanga, he started off his career, I think he had 16 straight knockouts, all in the first round or first two rounds.
I think it was him all in the first round. I remember all the hype coming around him.
Yeah. And then I think now his last two fights, he's gone to points in both of them. Do you guys believe it's a hype job, or do you think it could actually be the real deal?
It's hard to say at the moment, really. I mean, who was those first 16 opponents against, and then he boxed someone who boxed at a decent level, not an elite level, but and had loads of trouble there. So maybe he believes he's had a bit too much. We'll have to see how he gets on against Steve Rhodes and compare that to how Rhodes was against Triple G.
Yeah, it's hard to. You're always going to be told, if you've just done a 16 KO streak and all of a sudden you've had two performances where you've gone a distance, you're always going to get said, maybe a bit of a hype job. But you can't knock out everyone in the sport. Sometimes you just got to guide and maneuver and just rack up the points. With them two fights, he won them both?
Yeah, he got knocked down in one of them.
Yeah, but you know what it is, like in professional boxing, anyone that with just one moment you can get a slip up. I don't think it's too much to take from that. I mean, he come back and he showed that he's got the ability to still see out a fight. So I think it's going to be interesting. But I think it's probably a bit too early to just write him off.
Too early? Bob Arum said he's the only one who can beat Canelo.
Bob Arum says a lot of things though.
That's facts.
He wants that pay, man. He wants
the payday, innit? Everybody wants payday.
Yeah. Payday.
Alright, boys, let us know about your fights. Let the people know where they can see you fight.
Go on. So I'm boxing on Saturday the 26th of March at the York Point Bethnal Green. It will be my 14th fight. I'm boxing an opponent who's not lost before, so I look to change that on March 26th.
Yep, so I'm out 1st of April. 1st of April, Yorkville, same venue. I'm fighting an undefeated opponent. It'll be for Southern Area Eliminator. You can come down and check it out.
Well, good. I'll put both of the links in the description. Just hit them up if you want fight tickets. Other than that, thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for making it to the end. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe if you're watching on Spotify or any other streaming services. Leave us a review, tell your friends, and again, thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy the Purist, it's been Jordan, it's been Ramez. See you guys next week.
See you.